Good morning. Fake news, fact-checking, and misinformation missiles, 4 steps to freedom. So, quote this morning, nothing travels faster than the speed of light, with the possible exception of bad news, which obeys its own special laws. It's Douglas Adams. So, good morning, sunshine. Don't believe everything you read. I know that's kind of a thing we've all heard before, but now I think it's more important than ever. It's not just important to read the content, but to understand, is it actually factual? A few years ago, I got something from a good friend, a pretty smart feller, and I read through it, and I thought, I don't think that's quite accurate. So I checked it and sent him a note, and I said, hey, bud, just so you know, that is not real. That's a fake news story. And he said, well, how would I know that? Somebody sent it to me, so I just forwarded it. And I thought at the time, wow, you don't even care. That's not true. But and that guy's no dummy. I mean, he's a pretty sharp fella. He's a successful business owner. And I should also say that this was a few years ago when somebody that he didn't like was going to become president, and he was going to ruin our country. So anyway, fast forward to today. Misinformation missiles are flying in every direction. So how do you know if a story is true? How do you know when you read something if it's factual or fake? And as an old professor of mine used to say, therein lies the rub. Even totally factual stories today usually contain some kind of bias when sharing the undisputed facts. So before you get too upset, before you forward a story to a friend, before you become part of the integrated misinformation campaign, do these 4 things. First of all, check Snopes, S-N-O-P-E-S. Some people are getting crazy right now, angry with that statement, but Snopes is a good place to start with. They are funded by some people that have some biases, so be aware of that. But also check Snopes first, then Google the story. Take the headline, put the headline in, and then type fake news, and you should get a pretty good idea of, is this story actually factual? Use your gut. What's your gut tell you? You really think this is real? And finally, if you do err, if you release a story that's not true, say, hey, messed up. Here, I found out this was not true. If we all did that, it might be a little bit clearer content consumption in the world. Listened to NPR yesterday, like NPR, but all their stories are shaded, and I know that. Like Drudge Report, but I know that their stories are shaded. Huffington Post, they have a different color than the Drudge Report. But it's almost like we live in a time when you can create your own reality. Whatever messages you want to receive, you can find a news source for those, for that reality. When I was a kid, we were fighting Russia, Cold War. And when we'd hear something cool about Russia, my parents, the educators would always say, that's propaganda. That is propaganda. We are the best country in the world. And nothing good ever happened in Russia. And it was fake. If something good happened, man, that was just propaganda. And I'm starting to hear that term propaganda again. I think it's going to be used quite a bit in the coming years. We have red news, we have blue news, and in the coming months, expect yellow, purple, and pink news colored with a perspective that helps a certain position. We live in a complex world that takes a little bit more time to connect with true reality. Slow down. Don't believe everything you read. Use your head, but also use your heart when consuming news. It's Sunday. Relax. Connect with a higher power. Take some time to clean up your work week and get ready to finish the year strong. Stop bitching about the news and become a light of truth. Be a person that when you do share something, have others believe what it is that you have said. Make sure that people understand you're doing your own work. You know that person that's always sharing bullshit? Don't be that person. It's time to focus on your personal reputation. It's time to help cut out the crap, help the truth shine through, and not help a 12-year-old in Uganda spread a lie about a current or future president. Good luck. As many have said, the next few years will be interesting. For me, I'm going to grab some popcorn and enjoy the circus. And when I comment, share, or support a story, it will be a story that's fair to all concerned. Nothing travels faster than the speed of light, with a possible exception of bad news, which obeys its own special laws. It's Sunday. Have a great Sunday, and get ready for a great week. Thanks.